welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone is doing okay. Thank you for joining us. We have quite a privilege. We are privileged to have this panel tonight. We have, as usual, Wade is with me, Richard is back, and we have a special guest, Mr. Leighton Levy, track and field journalist extraordinaire. Is here to fill us in on what's going on in the early season. How are you doing, Leighton?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad at all. It's a rare day off, so kind of had a really good day watching some football. I watched my Liverpool down aside today and get within touching distance of Manchester City if we can win on Wednesday against Leeds. And then, of course, watching the Birmingham, the World Indoor Tour meeting in Birmingham today. That was pretty decent.
Yeah. All right, guys. Funny story how Leighton ended up here tonight, but we owe him an apology. We put out a story and we forgot to mention our source. And anybody who watches this channel know that Leighton is a regular source. All right. Up to last week, one of the stories that we discussed, gentlemen, was one of Leighton's stories. So it's really a privilege, and we are sorry, sir. From the bottom.
No apologies necessary. We had a discussion about it, and we're all good. I didn't even know it was you.
Yeah. No, man, that's why I had to reach out.
You should have kept quiet, Primo.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Leighton is like family, in case you guys don't know. All right.
We used to be neighbors for years when I just came back to Jamaica back in 2008. He was living right next door. Back 2 townhouses away on the same block, which was like what? By 20 yards, 30 yards away, so we've
that was during Gambling House days, Wade, when I was doing music.
Yeah, man, I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right, so
photo express.
Yes, a long link. All right, and thanks again for being here, Leighton. All right, so we were watching the Birmingham track meet today, gentlemen. So let's just jump into right there. Elaine's performance, an early season performance, decent run, not the best start, we can say. But Leighton, expectations for Elaine Thompson-herah this season? Second fastest woman in history,
Well, the reality for Elaine is the curiosity about Elaine this year is how can she replicate what she did last season? Because there are several variables that have changed since last year. I mean, she's no longer at MVP. Being coached now by basically by her husband and a team of coaches who, we don't know what they'll be able to do with her in terms of, because Elaine has been with MVP now for a decade, during which time she won double Olympic gold in 2016, and of course replicated that last year in Tokyo, and then added second fastest woman of all time to that resume, 10:54. 4 times under 10.7, which had never been done by a woman before, and of course, in the eyes of many, including myself, the legitimate world record holder at 10:54. But so the thing is now is whether or not she will be able to bring that this year, given that this is an unknown quantity in terms of her coaching. I mean, I know other athletes, if they are, when they're working with their programs for years, it becomes instinct. So it's about tweaking. It could be possibly about tweaking, taking videotape of yourself to see what the mechanics look like, and then making the necessary adjustments. What that will lead to, we don't know. Based on what we saw today, she's on the right path. I think when you look at the 7:08 that she ran today, part of the reason why she's running indoors is to get that start and to get the first phases of her race down pat, because that is what I think robbed her of even faster times last year. That start, when you look at what happened in Lausanne last year when Shelly-ann Fraser-Pryce ran 10:60 to beat her 10:64, it was the start that was the difference in that race. So I think what we can probably expect from her, given what we saw today, is an Elaine Thompson that is currently on the upward path in terms of her performances, that the consistency of her performances. And I think when she runs in Toronto on, I think it's Monday or Tuesday next week, we'll have a clear idea of whether or not that start is coming along the way she wants it to, because for today, it was a very ordinary start. It's actually quite poor. Had it not been for her exceptional acceleration and general what people call top end speed, she may well have finished second or third behind Kambunji and Daryl Nita today. But that speed, I'm sure what she did today was trusting her speed as opposed to trusting her start. And of course, 708, given that this is her first race indoors, legitimately indoors this season, it's not a bad way to start this season.